PlayStation 3, the first console that broke my Nintendo bubble. I learned about various games over the internet, watched gameplay on YouTube, and several years later I was finally able to play the games for myself. For the next couple years I enjoyed playing games and watching movies on the third PlayStation, but it was also the first time I ever got to hold one of these in my hands. This is the DualShock 3, the primary controller for the PlayStation 3. As you saw in quick fashion, I have it in a few colors, but let that not take away from the overall look, which obviously resembles the DualShock 2, though there are a few cosmetic changes, and we'll try to highlight them now. If anyone's wondering, no, I haven't run out of ideas for this show, just trying to get the necessities out of the way before the more interesting stuff comes later in the season. No surprise that the layout at face value is almost identical to past DualShocks. The difference lies again in the middle and with the sticks. These sticks feel more loose compared to the DualShock 2, and it also feels more fluent and comfortable in my opinion. And in the middle we now have a button with the classic PlayStation logo on it. It acts as the home button, and it's a welcome addition. Would a PlayStation make a good home? As they said back then, it only did everything. We're early again looking at the back, but like last time, there is some importance up on top that deserves highlighting. For starters, the DualShock 3 is the first wireless PlayStation controller. It has a battery life of 30 hours maximum, and has a mini USB port for charging or other purposes. To the right of the port are light indicators that tell you which player you are, or can also tell you its battery or charging status. And the right shows the logo for the DualShock 3, and another for 6-axis. This relates to the motion sensing tech that's part of this controller, but back when the console launched it was the name of the original PS3 controller, before the DualShock preceded it 2 years later. There's a long story to it which I'll probably tell later down the line. The last thing to note is the L2 and R2 buttons now take the shape of triggers rather than flat buttons. I prefer this not because I played with this design the most, but it just feels so good. The actual back doesn't have much apart from what you already expect. It looks slightly different, but who cares? Everyone wants to see how it works with the games. And the DualShock 3 works great with nearly every PS3 game. There's a couple that don't use it, like those PlayStation Move games, but me, I played some of the greats like Batman Arkham Asylum, Infamous, and GTA 4 to death. And I found a couple others I enjoyed down the road. The controller was right there along with me. While I don't think I took full advantage of its capabilities, it still got me through the challenges of Portal 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4 nonetheless. There were a couple games that took advantage of 6-axis, like Lair and Heavy Rain. Didn't get around to those then, I just kept it simple. The DualShock 3 was a fine succession in the series of controllers. It didn't do a whole lot to look different, but when you dig deep enough, it was really what was done inside that counted. You should opt for this controller if or when you get a PS3. There's more to it compared to the 6-axis controller, like rumble or vibration. Again, we take that for granted, but it was almost taken away. How do you like your controllers over the generations? The same, minorly adjusted, or completely different? I'm trying to meme here, and I'm pretty sure I failed. Got any fond memories with this controller/accessory? Tell me about it by leaving a comment. If you like what you see, be sure to leave a like. If you think others would like this, share the video around. And if you want to see more, hit that subscribe button pronto. This is BrianTheBlue, and I'll see you later.